Good morning, welcome back. This is Eddie, Poorboys Little Homestead. Today we're going to do a review / demonstration on how to use the Weston Deluxe electric tomato strainer, berries, and other fruit. I just purchased this because I have intentions of putting up a lot of tomato sauce, some salsa, and this will speed up the process this year when it comes canning time. So stay with me and let's get into it. Alright, let's get started here. We're going to unbox and set up this here Weston Deluxe tomato strainer. I had already unboxed it when it first come in to make sure that it did run. I haven't actually used it. So I'm gonna move this camera down here so y'all might see more of how to get it set up than you are me. This is the motor. And then let's see, we got the attachment that's going to attach right here. Very simple. Sticks it right on there. We're straight up, and it's got a button right here on the right side of it that pops out when it's in place. Your next piece is your auger. It goes right in there. And then it comes with 3 cones. You got one with small holes, which I believe is going to be more for your berries. One with medium holes, probably more for your tomato sauce or thicker, or tomato juice I mean, and then one with the bigger holes probably be more for like making sauces. But we're gonna start out with the medium hole. Today I just bought some oranges and I've already peeled them, and we're gonna test this out. So next you would put your cone inside the ring, slide it over. And just like with any meat grinder, you do not tighten these tight. You just run them up there, and when they get there, you just a little finger snug, and that's it. Then we have the hopper. Goes right on top. And we have the trough. The trough slips right over. And it just lines up with the bell you just screwed on. And clicks right in place. Now one thing I see already wrong with this little operation is as low as it sets on your cabinet, you're gonna have to set something on it, or you're gonna have some little bitty pans. And when you're doing tomatoes, them little pans is gonna fill up too quick. So I may set it up on something, and we'll go from there. But your juice should come out right here, come out the trough, and your pulp and your seeds and stuff will go. You'll have to put another bowl to catch your seeds and your pulp. Now, then you got your plunger. Your plunger is where you stick your fruit and stuff in there just like a meat grinder, and you use it. You do not stick your fingers down in there. You may end up with no fingers. So we're gonna set this box to the side. We'll slide this back here just a little bit. Get plugged up. We're gonna get plugged up again because it didn't stay. Just untie this cord. But this ought to be a big time saver when it comes to juicing tomatoes. Wash your tomatoes, you do have to cut them up in small enough chunks to go down these holes into your hopper and into your chute. But we're gonna give her a little test on these oranges and see what happens. Let me get me my bowl of oranges. Sit them right over here. Slide this, try and get set here for y'all can see this operation real good. And I need to get me a little pan to catch the juice in. Well, we'll be right back. I gotta go get a little paint. Alright, I'm back. I just got us a little pot. Since we're doing just a little test trial here on a few oranges, like I said, if you're gonna do a bunch of tomatoes like I'm gonna be doing with Cannon, you got to set this up on something in order to so you can get you a big pan, because you start doing 3 or 4, 5 gallon buckets at one time to make juice and sauce out of. That little pan there, you're steady gonna be dumping all day. So we're gonna turn her on and we're gonna see how this thing makes orange juice. Now with oranges, you do have to remove your juice. I mean, remove your peelings. And I remove the core parts out of my oranges. And, we're gonna give her a try. We're starting out with the medium whole screen, and let's see what happens. You got your power button. It ain't nothing happened. Maybe because I ain't plugged in over here. Alright. Now y'all see one of these live reviews today. Let you see how it is in the real world. Alright. We're gonna start out with dropping up some oranges. Drop a few down in there to get them down to the auger and get them started. And then you use a little plunger here to get them down there. Well, I tell you what, juice is coming out already. Now, I ain't got about 7 oranges cut up here, so it ain't like we're going to get a big bottle of juice out of them. I just want to see how the little machine does a review on it. Looks like I need to swap to the small whole screen. There's like too much pups coming out through the screen. We're gonna turn her off. We're gonna turn her off. One button's the power button, the other's the reverse. That's the reverse button. That way if you overloaded and started getting lugged down, or like now I'm finna change cones, you can put it in reverse, but y'all can see pups started coming out the end. And see when it comes out, that's dry. They say you can run it through second time, especially doing berries and tomatoes. You can run after you get a bowl of pup, you run it through a second time to squeeze out some more juice. So let's turn this little baby around and see. Now that little end, there you go, it pops right off. See, I got a little too much pup in that juice with that. You can see a little too much coming through. So we're gonna try it. But I can see right now, I can see already, guys, this is gonna be pretty snazzy with them tomatoes for making salsa. Because I like my salsa a little on the thick side. And then you cut your stuff you're gonna put in your sauce here. Put it in there and always like leave it a little chunky. Let's get this. Let's try it here and run it some more with this pan. This here come off of, I believe I ordered this off of Amazon. There's a lot more of them, high dollar. But this here, it ain't something that you use, if you like me, it's not something you're gonna use all the time. Just like when the meat grinder, when I purchased it a couple years ago, I kinda got the middle of the road value one, because it's just something I'm gonna use about once a year. Sometimes on the meat grinder may not even use once a year. You know, just depends. But anyway, let's go. Let's add them on and see how this new one here gonna go. Got a bunch of berries, you can just pour them in the hopper here and just sit there and just poke them. But these oranges, you can end up poking. I'm do it fast, but just stick them straight in the hole. See already, if you was trying to make orange juice, you still getting too much orange in there. You ain't just making pure juice. And I can see where you're doing berries and stuff. I like to make muscadine jelly and use it. I can see already you're still gonna have to run it through a stream, get some little seeds and stuff out of your berries if you're gonna make jelly and jam. But I mainly bought it for the tomatoes. And I believe it's going to be alright. According to what your expectations are if you're watching this review trying to decide. See? That's all the oranges I got, guys. We were just doing it, just giving it a little test, as you can see. I don't know how good you can see down in that pot there, but I got that's probably a good pint jar full of juice, but it would need to be run through a strainer, unless you like the orange juice with a little orange in it. I bet you could take that right there and make you some good homemade push-up style ice cream out of it. But the only thing I seen is you would need to put your towel right up under there too, because it does drip a little bit where the cone attaches to the tube there. It is dripping. You can see what some of this mess is for me. But hey, I don't know if any of y'all ever canned tomatoes and stuff, but you end up with a way bigger mess when you start doing 5 or 6 5-gallon buckets of tomatoes. But guys, I think for the price of the little machine, I think on Amazon it was something like $125 free shipping. And I think it's gonna be alright for what I purchased it for. Probably ain't the best. I know it ain't the best ones out there, but like I said, I think this here is pretty good for the mediocre start out. You know, they have hand crank ones, but like I said, if you just gonna do a gallon of berries once a year to make you a little jam out of them, jelly, that might be alright with a hand crank. But you start doing buckets of tomatoes, I don't want to stand there with my hand cranking, and I know my wife ain't gonna come out there and do no hand cranking for me. So, hope y'all enjoyed this review. If you did, give me a little thumbs up, maybe hit the subscribe button, and I'm gonna continue on doing reviews and little videos. And God bless. Have a blessed day. Thanks. Well, everyone, After doing the little review and demonstration on the Weston, sitting over in the background, Weston Deluxe electric tomato strainer, today I'm going to do a review / demonstration on the Weston Pro 2100 vacuum sealer. Now I know I'm saying yesterday, but to y'all watching this video, it's just a couple minutes ago. But I purchased this Weston Pro 2100 vacuum sealer early of 2020, so I would have it through gardening season, harvest season of 2020. So I've used it quite a bit and I kind of love it. But we're going to do a little review on demonstration, how to use it. So let's get to sealing. First off, like I said, it's been used, so I ain't going to be unpackaging it. But I have the box sitting back here. I buy my bags 3 different lengths. You can get 8-inch, 11-inch, and 15-inch is what I purchased. And I get them in these rolls, which these are Cabela's brand. I had a little Cabela's money card. And once I needed some more vacuum sealers, I just used it and got my bags through Cabela's. One of my favorite shopping stores. But on these, they come where you just pull them up to the length of the bag you want. It has a little cutter there you lay it on, which sometimes gets a little aggravating trying to use. So I always just keep me a pair of scissors handy and I just cut my bags like cutting butter there. But on this vacuum sealer, what I loved about this one, it only has 3 buttons. It's got a stop button, well 4 buttons if you want to count the power switch on the end. Stop, manual seal, and start. How it works, you turn the power on. And when you want to seal your bags, which I'll demonstrate here in a minute, you got to seal one end before you start. You just stick it on that sealing bar right there where that tape is. You close it down. You hit start. But as soon as it starts, you immediately hit manual seal and it stops it from vacuuming and goes on and activates the heat bar and seals one end of your bag. If you purchase one of these, y'all can see right there, y'all see that heat strip right there? Go on and get you 2 or 3 more sets of heat strips. Or as me, I purchased 1 more set of heat strips and 1 more seal, so when they wore out. But the heat strips here, this one here, I know I used it a good bit, but it's already releasing, and it says do not use this without that heat tape on top of that heat strip and on top of this foam up here. So I wasn't going to put my new ones on there until I got to where I was going to be doing a lot of sealing again. So we're going to make it through the day. I keep putting it back up there if it falls off. But let's get started here. On the end down here is a power switch. When you first turn it on, I always turn mine on before I get started and let it warm up a little bit. That way it's got your heat strip bar warmed up. But all you do, like I said, you stick that. You don't stick it over into your vacuum compartment. You just butt the end right up against your seal, laying right here on top of your heat tape. Close the handle. Keep your hand on it with just a little bit of pressure. Hit start. That's starting your vacuum, but then go on and hit the manual button. And you'll hear it. It's going to stop the vacuuming process. And it's going on, it's heating the coil. And you heard the pressure release. And the lid kind of rose up. And now you got a sealed bag. So to demonstrate this, I got a couple of things. First off, I got some almonds here. We're gonna put them almonds in there. Now when you sealing, that's when you put the top of the bag over into the vacuum chamber. Just lay it across, make sure your end stuck in the vacuum chamber. Close it, keep just a little bit of pressure on it, hit start, and when you vacuuming, you can let go of the lid once it starts sucking. And you can see how tight it is. It'll automatically, when it's done, it stops. It releases the pressure. Now guys, I've owned some cheaper versions from Walmart and stuff, and they done fair, but they just, and this one here, it wasn't just a, I forgot, I think I got it off Amazon store, but it was, I can't remember. That's been 8, 9 months ago. So it was on up there closer to the $300 range, if I ain't mistaken. But look how tight it seals that. Alright. Now we're going to demonstrate if you're doing something else. I have a marshmallow. Well, first we got to seal the end of this bag. So we stick it right up against the strip. Close it. Hit start. Or hit manual seal so it'll stop vacuuming. Kicked off, that end of the bag sealed. I will tell you, you gotta make sure your bag's dry. Don't grab a bag you done spilled water on and stick in there, because it affects your heat sealing here. We're gonna put this marshmallow in here. Now, what I'm gonna demonstrate here is some things you don't want vacuumed all the way down. So if you watch it, put it in your chamber, close it. What I like about this, when you hit start, but when it gets down to where I want it, just say if I had something in here, crackers, I didn't want it to vacuum so tight it crumbled them. You can hit stop, manual seal, and it'll stop vacuuming and go on and seal it. Yes, it's got a little air left inside it, but some items you, like say potato chips or crackers, if you just let it suck, it's gonna crush your chips, which I'm gonna demonstrate. I got some Frosted Flakes over here. I'm gonna try it out next. Anyway, you hit start, and then you watch it. And I'm gonna stop it right there because I don't want it to keep sucking that marshmallow down flat. And there you have a sealed marshmallow, and that's, like I said, that's just for an example. I don't plan on filling a bunch of marshmallows up. So let's do a third. We're gonna cut us another bag here. We got to seal the end of it again. Put it right up against the seal. Hit start. Hit manual seal so it'll stop the vacuum activation. Get released. Our bag's sealed. So now we're going to do, I said Frosted Flakes. This is some good old corn flakes. This here ought to be a good demonstration of where almost didn't cut that bag long enough. I see it's got to be long enough to stick over into your vacuum chamber. So I'm going to dump a little bit of these Frosted. I keep saying Frosted Flakes. I guess because I like Frosted Flakes too, but I'm going to dump a little bit of these corn flakes out. Now I got enough, my bag would be big enough. Stick it over in the chamber. Close the lid. Hit start. And I'm gonna immediately hit. You can hear them crunching. Y'all hear that crunch? If you just let it keep going, it just keep crunching them down. That there would be pretty good, but you can see where it crunched. You see that powder in the bottom of it where it crunched them? Now I'm going to demonstrate one more little thing. I'm going to seal the end of her bag again. Get start, get manual seal. And now what I'm going to demonstrate here is, and I ain't got none, but just say you doing fish, meat, any kind of meat, anything that's kind of wet. Now yes, I always start out, I kind of dry it. You don't want to put it in here sopping wet. But you can do soups in here, and this is what I'm trying to demonstrate here without it. But just say I stuck a piece of meat in there. And I'm going to just say that to use demonstration purposes as a... Well, I dropped it, so I don't guess I use that for demonstration purposes. Let's say this here roll of Teflon tape is a piece of meat, maybe a pork chop. You put that in there, and that pork chop's of course gonna be wet, got juice in it. You can buy stuff from the sealing department, but you can do this, and I have done it all summer. Take you a paper towel, the length of that bag you're gonna be using, and just roll it up. You roll that paper towel up, and you put it in that bag, and make sure it goes from end to end on your bag, connects to each side. You stick it down in there, 'cause you gotta have enough bag to go over into your vacuum chamber. You stick that in there. Now what this does is I'm gonna start the vacuuming, and if you're watching your pork chop, you'll start seeing that water and juice soak up into that paper towel. But before it comes out the other side of that paper towel and goes into your vacuum chamber, you hit manual seal to make it seal. And that's how you keep your water in moisture. Or soups is kind of harder to do, because you would need to have your vacuum sealer on the edge of a counter where your bag could be holding straight down and fold over. That way, as soon as you hit start, you could hit manual seal before it could suck the juices up in there. But I don't hardly freeze nothing, vacuum seal anything that's soups and stuff. That's all from a can. But my meats, put that paper towel in there, and like I said, when you hit start, you start watching that juice, and that paper towel is going to start sucking it up as it's vacuuming down. But before the juice comes out the other side of that paper towel, you hit manual seal. Alright, there we go. I'm going to say the juice is getting there, but we ain't got none in here. Hit manual seal. And that, my friends, would seal off good. It keeps your moisture from getting up here where you're trying to heat. So this has got to get hot in order to melt this plastic to seal. So once you let moisture get in there, it ain't gonna seal. And a lot of people buys the cheaper versions of vacuum sealers, and ain't nothing wrong with them. You just got to use them in the proper way and read the directions on how to use them, because any amount of moisture, especially on the cheaper ones, the heat strip won't get hot enough to seal once moisture gets on it. That's why you hear some people bragging about how good they are, and then some dog about they ain't no good, because truth is they don't know how to use them. So anyway, that's my little review on the Weston Pro 2100 vacuum sealer. I really love it. It comes in a stainless steel version. And also, I didn't mention, if you hit your start button and then you realize maybe, well, you let it slide back out, all you gotta do is hit stop real quick, and it'll stop, and then you can start over. You ain't gotta wait till it goes through its vacuuming. And I have when you're doing a lot of stuff and you get in a hurry, you cut your bag. And I have sealed my bag. It tells you in the directions after you're doing so many to let it have a little break in between to cool off. I have sealed my bag doing so many at a time, and it's not perfectly sealed across there. Well, I'm gonna cut a hole just for a demonstration. If it ain't perfectly sealed, but yet it's small enough you don't know that. Make sure I got a hole for this demonstration of work. It don't matter how big it is, but if you got a little hole in there that you can't see with your visible eye, and you go on and put your stuff in there, and then you start, you hit seal, and you realize, hey, something ain't working. But you ain't got to sit here and wait all. Just hit stop, and then you can just dump the stuff that you're sealing back out and get you a new bag, or you can reseal the end of it. A lot of times, that's why I like these bags. If my seal, for some reason, didn't seal, I don't try to reseal over that seal. I just cut that off and start over. And if that bag then ain't big enough for what I'm doing, I save them, because we do squash, okra. Some things, you know, I need smaller bags for, so don't throw these away. Anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed the reviews. If you will, give me a thumbs up, subscribe, and I'm gonna keep videos coming and reviews coming. God bless. Have a great day.